Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Hey. Oh,
So you
me.
just
Me?
run you solo?
Yeah. It's alright. I just got out of a match with the Onryo who gave me the option of whether I wanted hooked or not. And I know why. The TTV thing. Some killers tunnel me because I'm a TTV, some are nice. So it is what it is. Some are indifferent. So it is.
Yeah. You'll get one or the other, I guess.
Well, he picked me up and then he started walking towards the corner and he dropped me. And he said, yes or no? And I was like, no. So I ran around, did gens. He picked me up and let me wiggle off. So I ran around, did gens. I had a finally got a survivor rituals to unhook, to break 4 hooks. So I did those. And then he was taking, he had already killed 2 other people. And he was taking the last person to the basement. So I followed him down because I wanted to give him his 2 hooks, you know? And then he let me unhook him. And then I told him to go ahead and hook me. So he did. And then we healed up, and then he wanted to do some generator damaging, so we did that. And then everything was done, so he went and opened the gate. He didn't want me to Palestine him, though. I did it once, and I think he was irritated, so he went and opened the gate, and then because he was so nice, I was going to give him the kill hook. So I told him to come with me, and I went over to the hook and pointed at it. And he's like, no. So he didn't want to kill me. He didn't kill the other guy either. He probably would have given him kill hook too, but yeah, I
Yeah,
considered letting him
one
to me, but nah.
I had a Michaela that insisted that I hooked her for the last one. Man, these Swifts are like pretty sweaty right now. Like they are just slamming the generators. I'm just like taking it easy, but they're like little cockroaches.
Well, I'll tell you what, the changes with the generators, it's gonna be a nightmare, especially when you get killers who are really gonna push hard on the gens. Like we get a lot of those, a lot.
Like I just started this game. They're already down to one last generator. So now I have to get dirty and like camp a hook or something, you know? Like, fine, do your generators, but you're not just gonna walk out.
Do you not run barbecue?
What?
You run barbecue?
Yeah, but it's mostly for, I mostly use it for the blood points, but that's
Yeah.
gonna be changing now. I have one on hook and 2 of them are slugged on the floor right by the hook. The other one's injured. So, you want a gen rush? Okay. Now it's, tables are turning. I don't like playing dirty like this, but it's kind of like I'm down to last resort. Oh. Well, David just got up.
See, I usually run Unbreakable, but I feel like I never get a chance to use it.
Yeah, it's situational. Yeah, this poor girl's just dying on hook. I mean, let me see if they brought any offerings. Just one flawn. Oh, he got the save. Oh, they're picking each other up now, so it's gonna get sweaty. They're shining flashlights at me.
Oh, geez. I'm like, okay, y'all gonna die now.
Well, the nurse gets, it stops her from blinking. We can literally stop her blink by shining a flashlight, so besides them trying to get saves, they're doing that. Oh, she just died. That's not good. I needed collateral. Once they die, you know, nothing stops them from hitting the gens and trying to get out the gate. But if I have somebody slugged on the floor, you know. I'm trying to make a comeback here, but... Alright. David's down. Michaela's down. Her boon is getting snuffed. So it's down to Meg. Now oh, Meg pops out with a flashlight. Now tenacity is gonna make the grunts quieter when they're crawling on the floor. They're gonna be harder to find, as if they're not hard enough.
I try not to leave them on the ground too long because I end up going into a chase on somebody else that'll try and try to get them.
Yeah.
And then I forget where the fuck they are.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, somebody will take you on a chase on purpose, like in a Swift, so that they'll pull you away from them, so that the other person can come in. A good Swift is coordinated like that. Like, they'll be like, oh, okay, I got the save, and then, no, I'm getting chased. You go get the save, I'll take them away. And they keep swapping roles, like, real fast. And if you're not careful, you just get bamboozled, basically.
Yeah.
Like, the second I just went away from the hook to chase someone else, they just got the save right away. And they just booned up again. I have to keep putting them on Scourge hooks in order to make sure the gens are not getting done. You know, I get that, like, really brief aura read. They're on the other side of the map. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get out of this one. Oh, she used her DS, so she got out of that one. But I just whacked her back down again, so... With a nurse, DS is like, you know... I'm just gonna, like, blink right back at you.
You have to stream your killer games in Discord so I can watch them while I play my solos. Which I don't mind playing solo. Some games make me want to tear my hair out. I'm like, how the hell did you survivors get to rank 1? Or even any iridescent level? I don't know.
That's just how many hours you play.
Well, no, because I know last month I only made it to Eerie 3 and I couldn't get out of it. Like, it was bad. But I also played games solo a lot, so there was no coordination or anything like that. So.
What's funny right now is that they're getting the flashlight blinds, but it's not like knocking the person off of my shoulder. So it's like, it's not really working. They're constantly using flashlights right now. They're fighting hard. But... See, I just slugged another one. The other one just got picked up. It's just like a slugfest right now. Alright, I think David might be toast now. Yeah, he's done. Alright. Where are you at? Now it's the hide and seek game. 2 are dead, 1 slugged, and the other one is just in a bush somewhere. That's what happens. It gets all quiet. Just like hide somewhere. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I found it. Oh, she's getting picked up. There she is. Meg's the hero of this game.
Really? Because most mechs are useless. I have realized anybody that comes in with a key is useless. 'Cause everyone-
Dead hard. Saves her life. Man, I don't know how I lose them. It's like all of a sudden their scratch marks just vanish.
They're probably using Lucky Break.
No, I think they just like start walking and hide behind something, but I just caught her. All right. I'm just gonna hook her because oh, she's dead. It should have left her slugged because now the other one is probably gonna find Hatch. But if I left her slugged, the other one would just hide.
And wait.
Oh, I see her. I don't know if she's found Hatch yet. I see her scratch marks. Oh, I hear the Hatch. I think she found it. Oh, never mind. I found her. She better get on the hatch. I hear it. Nope. She failed. I think I'm gonna give her the gate anyway. Where's this hatch? It sounds like it's downstairs. Yeah, I've been finding the hatch lately, like, in spots, like, upstairs and
What?
that. Like, on certain maps that have, like, 2 stories. I never knew the hatch spawned upstairs. Oh, she got back up! She had Unbreakable. That's funny. But... where is she? Like in a bush. Oh, there she is. I'm gonna give her the gate. I can hear them so loud, and I just follow the sounds of their cry. I'm gonna give her the gate anyway. That's funny though. As soon as I close the hatch, she Unbreakable. With Nurse, I let her get the gate. She's pointing at the gate, like, can I open it? I'm like, what do you think I brought you here for?
Are you gonna get her?
Oh, you want me to open it? Hmm?
Are you gonna get her anyways after you open it?
No, I fly. I like teleport, blink rather inside the gate. So when she opens it, I'm like standing right there. Scare her to death. No, but
Oh,
the
you can teleport past the gate? Oh,
yeah, yeah, she's gonna dead
really?
heart.
Oh.
Yeah, I was inside the gate, like when she opened it, just to scare her. What I do sometimes, though, the time was running out there, but what I do sometimes is I'll go inside the gate, and then they open it, and then like right when they open it, I just whack them because I'm like right behind the gate,
Hmm.
and then I pick them up, and I'll like take them to a hook, preferably
Drop
the
'em.
preferably the basement. No, just kind of like whack the hook and then spin around it or something, and then drop them back off at the gate just to scare them, just to like make them think I'm gonna hook them.
You're a fun killer. There are some just really toxic jerks that play this game as killer.
I think that this is what I've figured. In most cases, it almost doesn't matter like how toxic you are, like hitting on the hook and all that stuff, if you let them go in the end. Because like if you let them go in the end, they're happy with you usually, and even if you like scared them and hit them on the hook and like were brutal, when you after you let them go, they're like, oh wow, I didn't expect that. And most of them appreciate it and they're cool about it. But sometimes they'll still be bitter. There's a small percentage where they're like, well, why did you hit me on the hook? Or, you know, you're a trash killer. But
Oh, man.
usually they like it because they're like, wow, I never would have thought you were going to let me go. Because I'm like slugging them the whole game, and you know, I seem like a brutal, toxic, just merciless killer. But then in the end, I'm like, get out of here. I don't want to see your face again. Hurry up before I change my mind. If they beg, it's like I let them out. I like to basically get two hooks on everybody, and then I try to slug them to where all four are down and make sure they got their unbreakables used and everything, to where like they're helpless and hopeless, and they know that like I won. And then I pick them up and let them do the generators and everything, because otherwise, if I don't do it that way and I'm just like kind of nice and lenient, and then they'll end up teabagging me at the gate and telling me I'm trash in the end game. So I have to like establish that, you know, I could have killed you like 5 times if I wanted to, and obviously I let you go. Just so I don't get teabagged and like mocked, and in the end game told like, oh, uninstall, get better, that was so easy. So basically,
Yeah,
like,
people are. I'm not saying that all killers are like most. It's just killers that are toxic. There's toxic fucking survivors too. They and I remember the first time I played killer, I was like, fucking survivors are dicks, dude. I wanted to farm. They wanted to flashlight me, so I got pissed off and ended up killing like 3 of them, which I thought was pretty good for my first killer game.
oh, you know something funny I was doing? Because with Nurse, right, you basically have to blink because your base speed is slower than the survivors. She's just like the slowest killer moving, so you can't really catch up to people just walking. But what's funny is people always like, they think you're gonna blink, so they anticipate it and they kind of panic, and then they like double back and run into you, or they turn the corner. And it's funny, so I'll start off by like not really blinking, just like kind of walking around at slow pace, and then stalking them, like following them, you know, and they're running from me, and I just wait for them to like double back like right into me, and they just give me free hits. And because they think I'm gonna blink, so they like run back towards me or something. But what's funny is I notice when I do that, like I'm just taking it easy. I'm just like pacing myself. I'm like, oh, let's just like go on a fun little chase here without blinking. But what I noticed is that some people, like the cocky ones, they think that like, oh, you're a baby nurse, like you don't even know how to blink, or you're not good at blinking, so
Right.
you can't hit me. And then they start being toxic and like teabagging at the pallets, and they're like taunting me like, oh, you can't catch me. And then I'm like, okay, you just kind of put the nail in your own coffin there. And then I just start like blinking and just going on just a slaughtering spree basically.
See, what I do at pallets is I want to get pallet stuns because it gives me points and the killer points because they let me get the stun and then they break, right? And they're still in a chase, so everybody's getting points, right? So so what I'll do is I'll drop the pallet and then wave them to me like come on, and then that's just me saying, no, I don't teabag at pallets. That's rude. I try not to teabag at all. Like if I squat twice, that's saying thank you or something, you know. But I'll wave them towards me, like come on, break the pallets, and then I'll even stand there like, hey, chase me, And it's not taunting. It's I want to get points. You want to get points? I want to get points. But sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Well, some aren't, like some people are really against that and they think it ruins the game if you're farming. So it really just depends on their attitude about it, how they view it. But I teabag as Survivor on like 2 occasions, and one is if I'm getting out the gate, I'll teabag, but it's just me being silly. And it's because like I've been killer so many times and had people teabag at the gate, and I know that the feeling of like they're like making fun of you, like, haha, you can't catch me, I'm home free. And so I just kind of find it funny, and as a YouTuber and to make funny content, I do it just to be silly, but I'm not really doing it to be like mean to somebody, but I just do it because it's kind of funny. And the other time I do it is if I know the killer is being like real sweaty and just, basically tunneling and camping and just like showing no mercy or anything like that. Or like maybe I'm AFK and they're, they just go ahead and hook me in the basement or something. Like, and if I know I'm not getting away from the killer and they're a killer like that, I'll stop and just point at them and teabag, like, this is what I think of you, like, it's just like it's the only thing I can do to them. Like, I'm not getting away. It's just like, it's just my way of like saying, this is what I think of you and your play style. But it's just, once again, it's just to be silly. Like, I know I'm going to die. So I don't know. It's weird when you're the killer and you get teabagged. It feels a certain way, like they're being toxic. But when I'm a survivor and I teabag, I see it as just being silly and funny. So I see it both ways. But when they like, there's a way that they do it that they're being toxic. Like you're chasing them as a killer and they come to a pallet and they drop the pallet and they like rapidly teabag, like, haha, you can't catch me. And then they go to another pallet and they do the same thing and they're like, throwing it in your face. I think that's a little more obnoxious. But I don't know. I want to do that thing more where I like act like a baby nurse to try to expose the toxic ones that want to like mock and teabag and taunt, so then I can target them. I usually let everyone go.
slinger, man.
Did you just start a game, or have you
No,
been?
this one's about over. We have one gen left.
All right, I'll wait for you, and then just add me as survivor. So I won't play another one then.
Okay. Oh, I ran around. I did 3 gens. You know. Hey, Dylan.
Hola.
Hello. Yeah, I did like, man, come on, dude. Stop proxy. Dude, I went through the list yesterday of like rules and shit. Oh my god, you shitbird. You didn't have BT and you unhooked me in front of the killer. That irritates me. No, dude. Run away. Like that one person. Oh shit, how the hell did I get up? Oh! Ow! Shit! I didn't realize he hit me with a syringe. I was like, how am I up? Damn it. Oh, so you can do that. You can run past, give somebody a syringe jab, and they get up off the ground?
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck that works.
Pretty awesome. So, I didn't have any nightmares last night.
That's good.
And I also didn't have any alcohol yesterday. Even though it was
That's
July
good.
4th. So, I'm really thinking that that had something to do with it, where I was drinking on my meds and it was causing me to have nightmares again. I did not like that too much.
That could be a thing, yeah.
So apparently it's useless to report people for hook camping, slugging, proxy camping, a whole list of shit that they'll just throw the report out. But you can report people for tunneling if they keep repeatedly going after the same person and purposely ignoring other people. Like,
What, is that just allowed?
because it ruins the game experience for that player, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't think tunneling's going to be a thing anymore with the new, like, all the new perks, like built-in borrowed time on top of if you want to add borrowed time, and then you have off the record. Like, I don't think tunneling's going to be a... I mean, I guess people are still going to try to do it, but I don't see how effective it's going to be.
Yeah, it's not going to be effective anymore. Definitely not.
I don't know.
The only time I stick on someone and I'm going to stay tunneling them is if they're like one of those people we're talking about that just, they throw a pallet and then they rapidly teabag at you like,
yeah,
you can't catch me. And then I'm like, okay, you want my attention? And then I forget about everyone else. I'm like, they can all get out the gate. They could do all the generators and get out the gate. But I'm going to look you in the eye while you're dying on the hook.
Yeah, but that's how it should be, honestly.
That's funny though, because those are the people that deserve it.
Yeah.
You joining us, Vampy?
Yeah.
You know, even then I still don't hook camp them. Like, I hit them a few times and look at them and nod and whatnot, but I leave and let them get rescued, and then I do it again.
It's like, yeah, you thought I couldn't catch you? I caught you.
But I don't want to just sit there and wait out them dying on the first hook. Like, I want to hook them 3 times or hook them twice and then let them bleed out on the floor or something. Every once in a while they'll get away though. If it's like a really good Swift.
Sometimes I'll stand there and you can see it. Survivors will creep up test to see what you're gonna do, I'll let him unhook, and then I immediately go for the person who unhooked him. I'm like, I let you get him.
Honestly,
get you,
with me,
you
if
know?
if they are altruistic and brave enough to risk their life for each other and just come up and try to get the save, like, I don't know, I like that, and usually I don't want to kill them if they do that. It's the ones that won't go rescue their team that I want to kill. And like sometimes I'll have to pick up one of them and bring them to the hook as one is like dying on the hook, and let them wiggle off right there and be like, let's see, are you gonna save them, or are you gonna run away and try to save yourself?
Right.
And if they just go for the save right there, I just stand there and let them both walk away. But if they try to run away, you know.
My fucking charger
Well, it's like the
broke.
game we met in. We were almost done with our generator. Sometimes we just, if it's like halfway done, one of us will go save, while the other finishes the gen. Or if it's like literally almost done, we'll stick on the gen and then go save somebody. Which makes sense because you have a good amount of time before you get to second stage. So, but that pug, as I call him, the one who wasn't with us, killed herself on the hook.
Yeah. But I let you guys out, right?
Like, yeah, you let us all out.
Yeah,
We ended up
especially
doing some farming and
especially when that happens, like if somebody disconnects or just kills himself on hook, especially then it's like I already feel like it's unbalanced and their team abandoned them, that person abandoned them.
right.
So then
See, a lot of killers don't have that mentality.
I hope
It's
they're
like,
watching. I hope that person who disconnected is watching, because then I'll go around and farm with them and let them get a bunch of points and let them out and be like, well, you could have been part of that if you wanted to, you know?
there's a lot of killers that just they're like, oh, opportunity. So,
Yeah, like for me, if somebody's AFK, I might.
that's my first target.
Huh?
Oh yeah, AFKers. That's my first target.
Well,
Absolutely.
I'll hook them because I know they're gonna get saved. But if I hook them twice, then I'll slug them. It just depends how long they're AFK for. But at that point, I know I got like cheap hooks on them, so in the end, I'm just gonna let that person out. But I'll do it just to like tip the scale in my balance, or tip it in my favor as far as like
Yeah.
get the ball rolling, like I'm getting hooks and points and putting the pressure on them. But I'm not gonna use it.
Pig?
Huh?
Do you ever play Pig?
Not lately, but I have.
But you have played Pig. Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you go after the people at the jigsaw boxes trying to get their helmets off, or do you leave them be?
That's pretty funny. I don't recall ever being in that scenario of like watching someone try to get the thing off.
See, I don't know.
That's
done
funny.
it, and it's absolutely hilarious, but is it mean? Is it like really toxic, Like, because I know with me, I literally have to end up going to all 5 of them to get it off. And I know that if you don't get it off, it's an instant kill. So, should you go after the ones on the box? Or maybe I should just sit there and watch them and follow them around,
I don't know. For me, it's like if the Swift is really good and they're really challenging and they're playing sweaty and they're like flashlight blinded and they're getting all the pickups and the saves and the heals, like everything's really fast and they're popping off generators. If it's like that, my mentality is like, okay, if you guys are going to be playing that hard and, like that dirty and like trying to body block and all that stuff, then I'm going to just play dirty too and do whatever I need to do. So in that case, if yeah, I'd probably go after them at the thing. But if they're not that much of a challenge, like when it's newbies or people that aren't like that much of a challenge, I don't like killing them because one, it's not a challenge, and two, it's like I know what it feels like to be a bad survivor that can never get away from the killer. And I, you know, if I crouch down and beg for mercy, I usually don't get it.
Right. Oh, there's been games where I was just like, I give up. Here, please hook me. Let me get out of here. Kill me. Just kill me.
That's when I point at them and teabag because I know they're gonna kill me, and they've been like, you know, brutal the whole game, and I'm just like, here, let me give you some of this as my like last words, you know.
Shit, I watched the whole game. I watched a game the other day with Vampy. Remember that Yui character that was just sneaking around doing nothing?
Yeah.
And it took, oh my god, I think it was the longest game. I was out. One of the other people was out. It was just Vampy left and this Yui that did absolutely nothing.
That's the beauty of playing with randoms. I was with someone, and there was this random Dwight, right? And so it was Pyramid Head, and he put him in a cage. You know, he put me in a cage, and so the Dwight hadn't been hooked or anything, and he was like healthy, and he could have came and saved me, but my friend that was another Twitch streamer, he had to run across the map injured to get me. So I'm like, so then finally the Dwight gets put in a cage, and I'm like, you know what? We should just go like look at him and watch him, you know. So we go over to the cage and we just stand there and we're like clicking flashlights at him and teabagging, and we're body blocking so the other random can't save him. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, we're just messing with him, but eventually we're gonna save him. But the other Twitch streamer, he had me body blocked, and he's like, no. And this guy just died right there on like his first cage, and then the Pyramid Head comes up, and he's just so confused, like, what are you guys doing?
No, it serves them right. People who don't do shit, like, there's been times where someone who hasn't done anything and they finally get hooked, like, they'll go the whole game without getting hooked. They don't do anything.
Yeah, and then they get the hatch.
Oh, yeah, people who get the hatch just irk my nerves. There was one yesterday. Tom and I were playing, and we're both watching, and it was a Meg, and she went literally for 3 minutes was wandering around the area looking for the hatch, and we're like screaming at the screen going, it's behind the log. You know. And
they probably don't have headphones on.
Oh, I've played this game without headphones. It's hard.
They can't hear the direction of it.